Private housing, public gain. In episode 2 of the Housing Authority series, investigative producer Rachel Clow breaks down who's benefiting from public programs. Plus,
and then suddenly I started feeling like I just felt like something shot into my foot.
A mini vacation takes a wrong turn. Neighborhood News reporter Michaela Chavez shows us what you should look out for before heading to the beach. The Chris 6 News at 5 starts right now. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. Tonight, an investigation into the Housing Authority and Thanksgiving Homes, a program to help first-time buyers. We got the contract, and what we found was troubling. Investigative producer Rachel Clow breaks down who got rich and how this impacts you.
In April, I received a confidential tip that kicked off a series of reports into the Corpus Christi Housing Authority.
No one in this community is worth $750,000 a year, especially a public servant.
Gary isn't the only person profiting from the Housing Authority. Real estate developers and investors have cashed in on a program called Thanksgiving Homes.
Thanksgiving Homes is revitalizing old neighborhoods and addressing the housing shortage.
It's truly changing lives, it's changing neighborhoods, and it's changing Corpus Christi.
This is unacceptable. The state of Texas and the citizens of Corpus Christi are watching closely.
This raises serious questions. Who is really benefiting from these deals? And are these housing programs used to help those in need, or are they just helping make people rich?
And the full story tonight at 6 will tell you who cashed in on that public land. In Rockport, a man is dead after crashing his scooter. The crash happened yesterday afternoon at State Highway 35 North Business and Pearl Street. Police say 36-year-old Jose Villanueva was speeding and ran a red light. He then crashed into a pickup truck that was traveling southbound. He was taken to the hospital and later died. Police say he was not wearing a helmet. And 58 students were safely evacuated and taken to the hospital after a Cleveland ISD school bus flipped over in Liberty County, which is right next to Harris County. The accident happened on FM 1010 this morning. That's north of Houston. It's unclear what led to the crash, and the school district said no major injuries were reported.
A mini vacation turns into a scare and a warning to others. I'm Michaela Chavez, your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter in Padre Island. Maybe you've seen this post going around. Well, I looked into it to see exactly when things took a turn. And I didn't just learn the whole story behind the post. I also learned a thing or two about stingrays that you should probably know about too. What started off as a peaceful and fun day,
And then suddenly I started feeling like I just felt like something shot into my foot.
quickly turned into a scare for Joy Kennedy and her family visiting from Austin.
I didn't know what it was, and I was afraid to look down. And when I did, blood was just coming out.
She was pierced by a stingray that got her right here, specifically from the barb found on the tail.
It's sharp and pointed, but then it has serration that goes downward. And whenever this cuts you or pokes you, that those skin cells come off real easily, and it releases the venom.
With blood dripping with every step, she found a lifeguard who bandaged the cut, but the pain was too much.
The sting was more painful than when I got my hip dislocated.
She went to the ER where they took x-rays and soaked her foot in hot water.
What neutralizes it is hot water. So being able to get hot water on it as much as you can bear is what's going to alleviate that pain.
While trying to make light of the unfortunate situation.
They gave me a little floating stingray and they put it in the tub where I was soaking my foot. And my husband got a kick out of that. He thought that was pretty funny.
Joy took to social media to warn others, which quickly got attention, especially from locals who shared their own stories and even some tips.
The stingray shuffle. Shuffling your feet as you're getting in the water.
In the summer, stingrays are found in shallow water. That's where they feed on things like clams, crabs, and shrimp. I spoke with Jace Tunnel from the Heart Research Institute, who says, by the looks of it, it was just an unfortunate accident.
The fish was not meaning to hurt her, but that is a reaction. When they get stepped on, their tail whips up, and that's how their barb sticks up, and then that's how you end up getting cut.
So call it what you want it.
People call it different things. They call it being stung, being pierced, being cut.
As for Joy, she has a different term she likes to use.
It says kissed by a stingray.
After some antibiotics and a tetanus shot, she's doing just fine. In fact, her family's planning on making this an annual trip, minus the stingrays. Jace Tunnel says although stingrays are venomous, they're not deadly for the most part. But if you do get pierced, get to a lifeguard. From there, they'll determine whether extra medical attention is needed. With your neighborhood news in Padre Island, I'm your Sunrise reporter, Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 News.
All right, Michaela, thank you. And whether you're a local or visiting for the first time, it's important to be mindful visiting our beaches. And here's a few tips for your safety. Be aware of your surroundings and pay attention to warning flags. If you see a purple flag, that means there's dangerous marine life nearby, and swim in designated areas near lifeguards. They can offer immediate help if needed. And if you have pets, keep them away from potential hazards like algae mats or areas where jellyfish and other animals could be. Well, speaking of beach safety, meteorologist Stephanie Lubber is standing by in the Weather Center to show us our beach forecast. Hello, Stephanie. What are we expecting if people want to go to the beach this weekend?
Hello. We have been enjoying the nice little afternoon, little showers here and there that come in along the sea breeze. But while that usually doesn't impact folks on the beach, because by the time it kicks up showers, it's already away from the coast, we may be looking at something else to bring us rainfall, and that could be more widespread. On top of that, this latest hot topic in the tropic, a group of thunderstorms near the Yucatan, where I was just on vacation, is going to be making its way into the Bay of Campeche. Whenever we have anything, regardless of development, any kind of storm that has tropical trouble associated with it, it can tend to shake up the waves along our coast. So we could be looking at a greater risk of rip currents as we head closer to the weekend, when most folks will probably be making their way out to the beach on a Saturday or Sunday. So we'll take a closer look at what is going on with this area of interest that the National Hurricane Center is watching, how it can impact our forecast in terms of rain and any weekend plans you may be, and of course the very latest with Aaron still brewing out in the Atlantic. We'll have a full tropical update in your local forecast ahead.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. In Washington, the first round of National Guard troops are now on the streets of the nation's capital. White House officials say hundreds of guards are being deployed to deter crime, protect federal assets, and provide a safe environment for law enforcement officers to make arrests. Legally, the president's emergency powers to take control of the D.C. police only last for 30 days, and any extensions must be approved by Congress. Troops there have been told they'll remain there until September 25th. And Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky arrived in Berlin for Wednesday's virtual summit with European leaders and President Trump. Trump met virtually with Zelensky and several European officials. Ukraine's European allies argue Russia cannot be taken seriously in peace negotiations. Following that call, Zelensky emphasized that any decisions made about Ukraine must include them. And a European-style village project is moving forward, but neighbors and city leaders say it's been taking too long. We'll have more on the delay next.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Well, if you've been driving around the coastal bend, chances are you've seen fields that look like this. Cotton harvesting is in full swing. Farmers are getting their crops ready for another year, but this season has come with some challenges. Neighborhood News reporter Adam Beam spoke with some cotton farmers in Sinton who said that some of the major challenges facing their industry is the rising costs and fluctuating value of cotton itself. But one farmer told Adam we can do our part in helping.
We hope everybody will wear 100% cotton. I know that's difficult to do, but we definitely like it when people are wearing cotton shirts and denim pants. Look at the label and buy cotton if you can and support the local producers.
Well, they say once this latest crop has been harvested, they will be getting right back to work preparing for next season. Well, progress is moving forward on the Barisi Village project set to transform the former Faro Valley Country Club and golf course. On Tuesday, city leaders signed off on a project and financing plan for the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone 6. This will guide how the money is spent and reimbursed back into the community. But neighbors told Neighborhood News reporter Alexis Scott their patience is wearing thin over the 10-year delay.
I'm all for it. I can't wait till this project gets developed. I've been waiting for over 10 years.
Now, the project is expected to include village plazas, thousands of multi and single family homes, a hotel, retail space, public par golf course, and a nature preserve. It could take up to 12 years to build. Chris 6 News reached out to the developer, Jeff Blackard, to get an update on the project, but we have not heard back.
All right, here's our view outside from our camera overlooking SPID, and off in the distance, the interchange with the Crosstown Expressway. Busy bees out on the roadway, so what can you expect if you're about to join them? Well, as far as busyness goes, 37's looking good. Northern extent of SPID and the Crosstown, not doing too bad. But once we take a closer look at that interchange, yeah, things pretty busy, but not outside of the normal. We're still cruising. SPID looks like a smooth ride all the way out to about the Ennis Jocelyn Rodfield Road Exchange. If you're traveling around town, Staples even behaving, but Weber, on the other hand, a bit sluggish as compared to what we typically see. You can expect those usual slowdowns between SPID and Saratoga along Staples, but for the most part, not too bad for a Wednesday. How's that forecast looking? I'll have it on the other side of this break. Hey there, we are looking at a lot of changes coming up in our forecast. I'll break them all down for you, but the peek at your 7-day forecast right there, we are looking at some very hot weather ahead as we cruise on into this Wednesday. How's the second half of the week going to look for us? Well, a lot like what we're seeing right now. We are looking at breezy conditions from your top right there with the First Community Bank camera. Sunshine for everywhere else, but look at the bottom right. Our CCAC camera out at Snoopy's showing a tall thunderstorm off in the distance. It's a very small one, probably like something you may have seen if you're along the 77 corridor. Let's take a look at those temperatures now. We are hanging out in the 90s still along the coast, 91 out in the bluff at NAS Corpus Christi, getting as warm as 92 out in Rockport. Still feeling like those middle 100s, 104 for both of these neighborhoods. But as you head inland, it doesn't take very much to see those temperatures creeping up to the triple digits. And in some places, feels like temperatures really getting up there. 107 in Kingsville, Robstown, as well as Orange Grove with varying true temperatures, and down in Falfurrias feeling like 110 degrees with a temperature of 95. So the humidity makes a huge difference in all of this. We are feeling the spice out there as far as the weather goes. That'll be a trend that continues up into the weekend, but if you've been enjoying those afternoon showers that kind of racing along the sea breeze, well, that will continue through the end of the week too. It's been a nice little help to the situation we've been dealing with for over 3 years. That's drought. So of course it doesn't fix the situation for us, but it certainly does help, and at times it can help alleviate some of that heat that we're feeling out in these summer weeks. So over the next couple of hours, temperatures will slowly start to work their way back down to the lower 80s. We could still see a few of those meteors tonight with a Perseids meteor shower, so that wouldn't be too bad for viewing if we have a cloud or two, but overall, it's going to be humid. That breeze from the south-southeast around 10 to 15 miles per hour is going to kick it up just a bit. Finally getting quieter during the morning hours as temperatures slowly wiggle their way back down to those upper 70s to start things off tomorrow. And you can expect a wash, rinse, repeat kind of forecast. So, of course, heat risk is top of mind. We're still looking at a moderate to major heat risk, the orange to red areas that we see here across the coastal bend. So please make sure to still drink water, take breaks indoors in the AC to cool off. And as we go on into the week, humidity is going to increase, which means our temperatures can't quite get as oppressive as we've seen. Taking things down by a couple of degrees can really help, and we see that red area, major heat risk, starting to shrink for our neighbors out in the brush country as we head toward the end of the week. The trade-off? A bit of a boost in our rain chances, specifically monitoring Friday nights. If you've got Friday night plans, it's not a complete washout as of right now. The pivot point for that is going to be what's going on in the tropics. So widely scattered showers and maybe a few rumbles of thunder expected. So for our neighbors who are up in Rockport, again, same deal for you. You've been missing out on the rain when the sea breeze comes through, but on Friday and into Saturday, we could be seeing some downpours coming in, tropical in nature, of course, associated with that area of interest I was tracking in the Bay of Campeche. We're going to keep an eye on that. Don't think we have to deal with any kind of tropical trouble per se, but we'll borrow the moisture from that and help our rain chances get a nice little boost. Depending on how that tracks, that could rob our neighbors in inland neighborhoods like Kingsville of meaningful rainfall. Still a lot of fluidity with that forecast, so be keeping an eye on it. But over the next 7 days, again, we'll be tracking those sea breeze showers, which for the most part, Corpus Christi's kind of missed out on, except the outer skirts of town. I think Friday and into Saturday, most of us kind of make up for that.
All right, Seth, thank you. And back to school we go. Here are some pictures sent into our newsroom of your kiddos' first day of school. If you want to submit your photos, just scan this QR code on your screen. We've got your back to school coverage just ahead.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter in Flower Bluff, here for the first day of school and speaking with students who are eager to start the new school year with a sting. What are you most excited for?
Lunch.
Lunch? What's your favorite part about school?
The Lego.
The Lego? And you?
I need to make a Lego dragon.
Make a dragon?
She wants to make a dragon.
Hornets like these came in buzzing and ready to kick off the 2025-2026 school year.
I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see him grow and just get to explore new opportunities and expand his mind, and so it's pretty exciting.
Honestly, I would be just ecstatic to see them grow, and whether academically or socially, doesn't make a difference to me. I'd love to just see them make friends and be happy.
For some families, this school represents a fresh start.
No, he's actually excited about leaving the house because he's stuck there all day long, so there's something different for him.
During the first day drop-off, I met with new Flower Bluff ISD Police Chief Lance Howard, who spent 18 years at Flower Bluff before another 8 years at Corpus Christi ISD.
I was able to come home. Little known fact, I'm an alumni of Flower Bluff, graduated in '86. My family's gone to school here. My 3 kids, I've got a senior in high school. My last one's going to be a senior this year.
Chief Howard says he's learning the district's Centegix alert system. I reported last year the program gives all staff members the ability to instantly notify police of emergencies.
It's amazing. To be able to alert the way that we can alert as quickly. Everybody in the district has the capability of letting us know what's going on.
Chief Howard's message to parents, he says, is simple.
That you've entrusted us with your most prized possession, and we take that to heart, and we're going to be ready to give them back to you at the end of the day. And
here's a look at the pickup and drop-off logistics for all campuses in the district, and you'll also find this information on our website. Just look for my story. In Flower Bluff, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
All right, Tony, thank you so much. It was also the first day of school in Robstown. Neighborhood news reporter Stephanie Molina was there at Lots Beach Leadership Academy this morning and was able to talk to some kiddos as to what they're looking forward to this new school year.
We could go to PE and lunch because I know my teacher. Now I know that I'm going to listen to her. Because I can't wait to go to class.
Oh, you guys are all so cute, and you guys are just going to be great. If you're a Robstown ISD parent, you can take a look at their Facebook page for any updates and information about bell schedules. Now, some local students got a little help starting the school year stress-free. Kiddos over at Blanchmore Elementary got these boxes of dreams. It's thanks to a partnership with local attorney Thomas J. Henry and the nonprofit Texas Yes. Every year, they provide school supplies to students who may need it most, and the program has already helped more than 500,000 students in Title I schools across Texas. And here are some more back-to-school pictures sent into our newsroom of your kids' first day of school. If you want to submit your photos, just scan this QR code on the screen.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. Chris 6 News has teamed up with the Gulf Coast Humane Society for the Clear the Shelter initiative. And this week, we have featured some of the pets that you can bring home. And today, we want to introduce you to Macy. Macy is a 7-year-old terrier mix. Don't let her age fool you. Macy is the bestest friend you could ever ask for. And guess what? Macy's adoption fee is waived. Go visit Macy at the Gulf Coast Humane Society. Oh, she is a cutie. And all the animals that we featured have just been so cute. I just want to take them all, but I can't.
The best part is, though, I know that feeling. However,
I love when folks share their dogs with us in the dog walking forecast.
Yes.
So if you have a pup, if you take home one of these pups we're trying to find a home for, go ahead and submit it on our website, christv.com/weather, and you'll see it in the dog walking forecast. I'll show it at 6. But let's get the latest on what's going on in the tropics. Tropical storm Erin, not a problem for us at all. Way out in the Atlantic, is expected to be our first hurricane of the season, though. And I know a lot of folks on the eastern seaboard keeping a close eye on this, but our concern is much more pleasant. Hopefully that L hanging out over the Yucatan is just going to be some tropical downpours for us. Looks to be Friday night into Saturday, but I don't think that means our weekend is a washout. Something to be excited for.
All righty. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Thank you, Stephanie. And we'll see you here back at 6. Have a great one.